Cheese. Yeah.
Sounds like a hand grenade.
It does sound like a hand grenade. Well, hello, welcome. This is me editing the session that you're about to see. It's a real mixing session, so there will be mistakes. Sometimes it can be a bit slow, but I wanted to keep almost everything in just so that you could really appreciate what's going on. Because I've been told that sometimes seeing my workflow isn't as obvious as I might think it is, and so I wanted to show it to you. This is going to be made of episodes, but you're going to see the whole journey from the starting point to the final product. The artist Bomdad is very talented, and he wrote the song, he produced the song, he sang the song, he played the guitar, everything. So make sure you check him out. Let's go. So
Okay.
That's good. Okay. So I'm going to listen to this. The idea is that you have your own taste.
Yep.
And I am not a specialist in this genre. You are.
Okay.
So the idea is that you drive and I guide, like we're going to
we're
do
back
this
and forth
together,
on it.
basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see what we've got. This is almost all of it pre-processed by you, but the bass, right? So the bass
And the drums that you're using.
Oh yes,
right
and the
now.
drums that I'm using
Yeah.
here. So I'm actually going to start with these muted, and
okay.
so we'll see what we're starting with.
She moves like fragments of a dream I can't recall. And memory stitched into the cracks of every wall. She carved her desire into everything I need. Even the blood she sheds, the blood I always knew I choose to bleed. Obsession clothes my skin like it still wants to stay. I breathe the name and let the exhale slip away. But I inhale the flame and it burns me past the frame. Getting higher on devotion till it throws me off and nothing feels the same. I wish it was ours to keep. But it was never meant to be. She smiled and the moonlight knew we'd never meet again. She touched my face, but I could feel the absence in her skin. I held my breath as if it
Okay, do you have your mix here by any chance?
No, but I forgot about something.
Yes.
The drum bus actually has a process on it
Yes.
that I did not put here.
Compression.
So it's a distressor
Okay.
and 2 layers of equalization that lifts the top end and the bottom end. So the 100 hertz is lifted a little bit, and also 12K is lifted a little bit, and also 4.5K is lifted a little bit. So this
Okay.
is the process on the drum bus
Okay.
that's not here included
Okay.
here.
So we can definitely do that. I'm wondering if I have the file of the rough mix, if you don't have it. And then this is going to be, and
It's a pseudo master, that's why.
it's going to be there. So this is 42. This is what you can do, which is pretty cool with this surface. Actually, control settings, and then we can say that channel 24 is always the rough mix, and it's fixed there.
obsession clothes my skin like it still wants to stay. I breathe the name and let the exhale slip away. But I inhale the flame and it burns me past.
But we're gonna move this a little bit.
So we can compare the same spot of it, yeah.
No, it's so that if by any chance we forget them both open at the same time,
Oh, do you realize that? Yeah,
we
okay.
can tell because
Yeah.
I've done that in the past.
That's clever, actually.
Again, it comes from I've done a mix where for like 4 hours I forgot I had the rough mix under it.
Whoa.
And when I realized it was fine, it was sounding good, I was done, and then I realized I muted it and it fell apart. So that, and I'm not going to say who it is, so the client can't know, that actually went out like that. It's the rough mix
I was about
with
to say
my
that you
mix on
should have
top
just
of it.
exported like that.
I
Because,
did, I did,
it
because at that
sounded
point I
good,
worked
yeah.
like that, and it sounded good. But the client will never know what project this happened on.
It will be cool.
So right now, this is your rough mix. Not your rough mix, our rough mix, but your mix is sounding a lot denser, but the mix here is sounding a bit more free and open. So we'll do the drum thing like you said. You said there's a distressor and
Yeah, there's a distressor.
EQ.
I don't remember the settings on it. The only thing that I really remember is the ratio was 20:1.
okay.
We can just like
Okay, now I've got
Try
an
different
idea.
knobs of it.
I don't want to be contrarian, but I have an idea in mind, a sound in mind, and that would basically be potentially just with this even.
Yeah, API. Yeah, okay.
Yes, and maybe you were saying, what was it? 4K? No. What did you say? The frequencies?
4.5.
Just because you knew
Yeah,
already.
I
So
do
like
that
5K.
frequency.
Shelf or a bell? No, a bell, right?
Yeah, it was a bell.
A bell at 4.5, and then you had a top shelf.
Yeah, a
You
top
said-
shelf from 12K.
Okay, 12K, roughly. And then 100.
100, yeah.
Okay, so we'll see what happens if we push a little bit of that.
Obsession close my skin like it still wants to stay. I breathe the name and let the exhale slip away, but I inhale the flame. And
Okay.
obsession close my skin like it still wants to stay. I breathe the name and let the exhale slip away, but I inhale the flame and it burns me past the frame, getting higher on.
Okay, I really like the way that this EQ sounds usually on drums, but also in this specific plugin, the circuitry sounds good, I think.
Yeah.
And let's see if we can actually compress from here a bit,
Yep.
but it might be too aggressive, so we might want to use a different one.
Obsession close my skin like it still wants to stay. I breathe the name and let the exhale slip away, but I inhale the flame and it burns me past the frame, getting high.
So I'm trying, for some reason with the API, I usually like the fast attack. It just, it doesn't give you that snap, but the slap.
Yeah, I do get what you mean. It's a funny way of putting it, actually.
So yeah, because it sort of rounds off everything, and it because of that, because you take away some
Yeah.
of the transient, you get more body actually, as opposed to like a slow one.
Yeah.
The fast one, it just gives you more
Yeah.
body. I'm just realizing now it's super weird because we split the kick drum, so that went all the way to the right. That's why I was like, yeah, the kick drum sounds a bit to the right. Yes,
Oh, yeah,
100%
okay,
to
like,
the
I
right.
couldn't hear that one so well.
Yeah. Okay.
Press.
I'm thinking we can compress just a little bit and then go nuts in parallel, which is what I would usually do anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's that. Chorus.
Okay, yeah, so we'll check the chorus, which is going to be here, or even later.
No, later.
Later, okay, so right here. Cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, slapping. sometimes I just can't get over how good the API
Yeah,
is.
sounds really good.
I mean, it's just a little bit of this, a little bit. I mean, it's not a little bit. Okay, it's 6 dB here, 2
6
dB here,
dB, yeah,
4
but-
dB there, plus compression. But Jesus,
sounds amazing.
explodes. Yes. Now, what I would like to do maybe is, and I'm already sort of free, you know. Can we do that? Okay, I'm improvising here. If I duplicate the kick drum, but then I'll call this free so that we're not compressing this. But I want to start by EQing it the same, so I'm going to copy this over so that we have the same phase shift between this one and this one, and we have no phase interaction, no problems, phase interaction. And then I want to reduce the top end. Yeah, that one is fairly like offensive. Yes.
Then we can use the transient shaper for the sustain of it.
Exactly, and then we can use this one and make it shorter.
Yep.
Can we?
Yeah, this is good.
Okay, yes. And then we have just additional control on the kick drum, but especially the low end of the kick drum. And it's as thumpy as we want it to be without breaking the compressor.
True.
And just with that, what do we have?
Obsession clothes my skin like it still wants to stay. I breathe the name, let the exhale pull away, but I inhale the flame and it burns me past.
Okay, yes. And then we were saying to just, because it sounds good, but it sounds a bit sparse.
Yep.
So, parallel, you were saying, and I agree. Just going to create a drum parallel one, because you never know how many you're gonna,
You
how
might
many
need
you're going to
10
use.
more.
And default to mix. Okay.
By the way, the rough mix has another, so the mixed version has Gold Fuzz and virtual tape machine on everything
master.
as well. Yeah, on the master
Okay,
as
okay,
well.
that's
So
good to know. Because definitely there is
that's
something
because of
that's
the top end of it. That actually
okay,
is the top
okay.
end of it. It's Gold Fuzz doing that.
Yeah, it is a lot denser and clearer on some things, so
Yeah.
we'll need to get that. Okay, so I'll go send from the drums pre-fader and just listening to this now.
Yep.
And I want to try one thing, which is one of the things that I do the most,
Okay.
which is the harmonics
All right.
on the whole thing. So instead of using a compressor, I just like to use this dynamic transient control from
Yep.
this plugin and just go
Right. We've used this
more
before.
control. This is stupid because this is a distortion circuitry, right? And this is basically similar to Saturn, to Fab Filter Saturn. You get more transient or less transient.
Okay.
And so what we did here, basically, you get, with more dynamics, you get more attack and less sustain.
Yep.
And with more control, you get the opposite. So less attack and more sustain.
Yeah.
But the output goes into the saturation circuit. So usually sounds pretty interesting. Which is a bit explosive.
Yeah. But we might need it actually, especially in the chorus section of the song. as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And well, ideally will give us more
grit.
Yeah, more grit, more density and
Yeah.
everything. Let's see, together with the original drums, if it makes a big difference. It should make a big difference. Now it's going to be on this fader here.
Okay.
Obsession close my skin like it still wants to say. I breathe the name and let the eggshells slip away, but I inhale the flame and it burns me past the frame.
Of course.
I mean, of course, it's
Yeah.
louder because there's no way of not making it louder, but we can combine it in a way that still makes sense.
But it was never meant to be. She smiled and the moonlight knew.
Okay, I want to see. There's just something with the snare that I'm thinking I want to try and create another parallel.
Yep.
It's going to be this new track. Paral Drums 2, which is not what I called the other one,
Drum battle.
but that's okay. That will also go to the mix bus for now. And I want the snare there. So
Yep. I absolutely love the saturation that's giving it.
yeah, it's nice, right? That the harmonics. Okay, what's this doing? And the reverb, yes. Okay, yes. A little less of this, maybe. Okay. This we're gonna make nasty. Sound Toys Devil Lock Deluxe, which has the
Okay.
bad habit of not having an output control, so it's going to get ridiculously loud and we're going to have to tame it. And we'll just
Okay.
crush it and crunch it a bit. Well, I say a bit, but you know.
Mhm.
Okay, so just to get sort of like that
Yeah.
explosive sound again in a parallel, so we can control it, especially in sections. But I just feel like I want a bit more of like from the kick and the snare.
Yeah.
That's a personal style as well. So I know I like to mix a bit more dirty than especially for modern metal. So it might be a bit too much. So you'll have to tell
Okay.
me.
Okay.
Held the flame and it burns me past the frame. Getting higher on devotion till it throws me off and nothing feels the same. I wish it was ours to keep.
It is a bit addictive.
Yeah.
We need to
It
find the
actually
sweet
is.
spot.
Yeah.
Obsession close my skin like it still wants to say.
But I would like it to be louder on the snare than the rest.
Yeah. The
But I
snare is
want
actually
the
more
snare
beautiful.
sound. So the good snare sound is from the rooms,
Yeah.
the one that I want to amplify. So I can't just send more of the closed snare.
But how about we use the transient shaper on the room?
We can do that,
Separately.
but the room is not going to.
Just for the sustain of it, not actually putting attack
Oh
on
yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, that's going to be very similar to this.
Okay.
But what I was thinking is to extrapolate some of the snare
Mm-hmm.
by just going. We know that this is when it's going to hit where this one hits. So I'm going to make a send here
Okay.
to bus 3. Bus 3, I'm just going to recall sidechain snare. and that is going to be my sight chain, so that on here, not on the rooms, but on here, I can have an expander.
Yep.
And I can say, and we'll see if we want to put it after or before, is going to listen to sidechain snare, sidechain external. Yeah, so we get just a little bit more snare than the rest.
Yep.
Or after. Yeah, I actually think it sounds better after.
On the after, yeah.
Maybe slower release so it goes a bit. And the idea is
Definitely.
that this way we can keep it louder without being so apparent.
That's true.
Obsession clothes my skin like it still wants to stay. I breathe the name and let the exhale slip away, but I inhale the flame and it burns me past the frame. Getting
Okay, now
Yeah.
this is getting harder to control. So I am just going to make a group and call it V drums, because I want to say.
What do you call
just gonna
V
do that.
drums?
Well, because I'm going to then make a. We can put it here. Here, I'm going to make a VCA.
Okay.
That's going to be V drums. And so this is going to control our drums.
Everything. Yep.
obsession clothes my skin like it still wants to stay. I breathe the name and let the exhale slip away, but I inhale the flame and it burns me past the frame. Getting higher on devotion till it throws me off and nothing feels the same. I wish it was.
We don't want to get too.
Excited with it.
yeah. I mean, we can, but I still think that the clean drums sound really good, and so we don't want to lose too much of that
Yeah.
clarity.
Obsession clothes my skin like it still wants to stay. I breathe the name and let the exhale slip away, but I inhale the
Yeah, just
Yeah.
a bit more explosion on the snare. That's fine. Okay. Now we have no agenda, right? We just need to make it sound good. But
Yep.
let me check with the your mix.
I breathe the name and let
I'm stupid.
I breathe the name and let the exhale slip away, but I inhale the flame and it burns me past the frame. Getting
And so the drums are a bit bigger as well, because there's more low end because of the
Yeah.
kick drum, and there's more snare.
And the snare has actually in our version right now, the snare has more body to it
Yeah.
because it's not overly compressed. That's
Yeah,
that's what
yeah,
I like
yeah, yeah.
about it actually. Right now.
The thing is, I probably want to go a bit quieter with the drums overall, because I don't want the drums to eat up
Yeah,
everything.
that's fine actually.
And with like Sleep Token and that kind of aesthetic, the drums are really, really loud. But I feel like it really works only when they're very well balanced with the rest. So they
Yeah.
make like a whole wall in
That's
modern
true.
metal. Because if the drums are overpowering, I feel like it's a self-indulging thing where it's the band,
That
the
is true.
musicians that really want to listen to the drums, but the listener might not care about that as much, especially
That's true.
because you've got really, really good vocals, really good melodies. So the song needs to speak. It's not just the drum. In fact, the drums are the least important element. They're really cool, but out of the entire song, to me, they're the least important elements. The song should shine with, like, I mean, actually, that's probably a good thing to try. Mute the drums. I said mute the drums.
This is on solo.
Thank you. Yeah, see, it's cool because of the melodies and everything. So the drums need be not too loud. Okay, so admittedly, some of that punch we still need. So I'm just done saying that the drums, we don't need to care too much about the drums, but we do. So we'll just make another parallel.
Yep.
I think we can do it from here. But no, to be fair, we're better off doing it off of this single instrument that actually give that. So maybe we let alone the cymbals.
Okay.
The new track is going to be Parallel 3 drums, which is going to be another
completely different name.
I'm not saying I recommend doing this. Make sure this one goes to the mix.
To the V drums.
And it's also part of the V drums. That is, yes. Good call. We need to add this one. Good. Cool.
Yep.
And let's listen to it. Cool. Yes, you, and then you. And then I'm going to say the final one when we get to it, but...
Okay.
Yeah, I just want a little bit of the room there.
Okay.
Just to keep some of that stereo information and whatnot. And then...
I'm always a fan of putting room on everything, so...
Fair. So the sharp thing, I've got two things. One is, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a Sonox Transmod, which is a plugin that I never see anybody use ever, but it's some of the best transient shapers out there.
Okay.
Overdrive ideally,
Yeah,
so that it doesn't clip, basically, but it slaps so much.
It's really good, actually.
That C, it's increasing the dynamic range a lot, and so I want to make sure that we're safe. See, the overdrive prevents it from clipping.
Do you want to check the chorus as well?
Yes.
Because there's the snare bomb in it as well.
Okay, so this should give us enough of that.
Yep.
thing. Let's see how it balances with the rest. Okay, but ideally I would actually go even. I don't want to get too much volume. I just want to get that thing.
Yeah, I do understand.
So can we go quieter in the thingy and then increase it more?
It sounds like a hand grenade.
It does sound like a hand grenade. And okay, so with the rest, does that work? Yeah, okay, so it's just giving us more punch, really,
Yep,
more
yeah.
with that. Yes, but ideally it doesn't sound compressed because we're approaching it in parallel, from a different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand.
The name, let the exhale slip away, but I inhale the fame.
Hang on. What is doubling?
Cause my skin like it still wants to.
It's
Ah,
this
this.
one. Yeah.
Yes. Well, actually, yes, of course. Because,
What happened?
well, they're in solo safe. Let's not have them in solo safe.
Cause my skin like it.
Right, yes, because... Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Skin like it still wants to stay. I'm breathing the name, let the exhale slip away, but I inhale.
So we have more size on the drums and the mix overall. The density is always a balance between the size and the density, because the more you compress, the more density you get,
True.
and the less size. So that's why actually I would probably work in parallel on this as well. And I use personally a lot of parallel, and it's something that I don't see a lot of people doing. I don't think I ever seen anyone do it.
The moonlight knew we'd never meet again. She touched my face, but I
Okay, so try it on and off to
Okay.
see.